those of you that are joining us from what we recently did 6 months ago, which is called the New World, New You Challenge. And if you were there, I want you to put hashtag New World, NWNY, hashtag NWNY. If you were there, the challenge, that was about 6 months ago. And then we have some of you that have been with us since the beginning of this crazy pivot in this amazing world. The last 12 to 18 months have been some of the wildest months, period. And we are so grateful that you've been with us. And those of you that have been here for about a year, you were with us since Comeback Challenge. This community right here was Comeback Challenge and New World, New You Challenge. And it has been 389 days since the Comeback Challenge. Can we get a round of applause for that? 389 days since the Comeback Challenge. My entire heart is exploding, and it has been quite the journey. And let me know in the chat box if you felt that. We gave you guys some instructions here in the community to make a kind of where were you then and where are you now post, because I'm just curious who here feels like a lot has changed in the last year or in the last 6 months. Yes or yes, right? And I see a lot of you putting in if you were
yes or yes. Yes.
Jillian Baldwin, what's up, Simon Thomas? Welcome back. And I also want to say welcome back for a specific reason. If maybe this is your first time tuning back in to this Facebook group and you've taken a couple months off or something, join us. Come back to this community because that's what we truly are here. We're a family. We built some incredible momentum, also transformations, also relationships over the last 6 to 12 months. And if you've missed out, join us. We're here every single week, typically on Tuesdays, connecting as a family and as a community. So we want to welcome you back. Hello. We're so grateful to have you here inside the community. And from Tony Robbins to every single one of you, he just wants to say we love you, we're grateful for you being in this family, and we are so excited about the many transformations that you've already experienced and you have yet to experience. So with that being said, we want to start off today's celebration with a really awesome video that our team put together for all of you to acknowledge you and just to showcase the journey that we've been on together. So please put your eyes to the screen, which they're already there, and let's just give a tribute to every single person in this community. Check out this video.
A comeback story is not about someone taking it easy who gets back to where they were. The comeback story is they get back and they're better than they were. Create something new. But once we accept it as what is now, what am I going to create in this new environment? What am I going to do to make my life not just good, but extraordinary? That's what we're going to do.
Welcome back. I just love that video, and there's a few things that I want to call off. Number one, 49 live videos. If you have not checked in on those videos, you guys can head up to the guides tab in this Facebook group and just binge watch those, check those out, and then never miss out on Tuesdays. We actually come back together as a family and as a community, and Tony designs these weekly trainings for you guys to really help you.
I didn't know there were weekly.
So if you've missed out on some of those, come back calendar and never miss one of those again, okay? A second thing is that you saw those where were you and where are you? A second thing is that you saw those where were you and where are you now posts featured inside of this video. We would love for you guys to create those. So if you haven't made one yet, tonight, tomorrow, type up a little post that explains your journey. Where were you when you started this entire thing? What has the transformation been like? Where are you now on the other side? And then try to grab a few pictures that actually represent this journey. We just finished mine as a James Up That Box to see yours as well, okay? One other thing that I want to say about Box to see yours as well, okay? One other thing that I want to say about
why is it repeating itself?
It says some incredible things, right? It shows the journey that we've been on. It shows the community. It shows your hard work and your dedication. But a few things that it does not show is your commitment to really connecting with each other in this space. I think it said 1 million views or impressions, and that doesn't even count the comments, the supporting each other in the comments. I love seeing your comments here, and you're tagging each other because you've met so much friend, but it doesn't showcase the dedication that you've given as a giver in this community. One of the first rules of engagement that we shared when you guys got here is be a giver. Be a giver means how do you contribute to the group? A lot of people get inside Facebook groups and they take, right? They watch this video and they take that video, and then they see the post and they take it, and they get to the event and then they take all the knowledge. What you guys have done such a great job. Look at these people, they're givers. And if you know one phrase from Tony, he says to live is to what? Come on, shout it out there. He says to live is to give. So today, Tony wants to thank you, and by default, I'm the one saying it, but Tony really wants to thank you guys for being givers to this community, for loving up on one another, for going all in for your growth, your evolution, your development, whether that's for your business or your relationships or spirituality or whatever the heck got you here. Whether you were New World, New You, or you were Challenge Community, Comeback Challenge, why did you even get involved in the first place? What was the reason? What was the topic you were focused on? Was it business? Was it relationship? Why did you get involved in the first place? Share it in the chat box, right?
Hello.
You knew you wanted to get to the next level. You wanted to get an edge for yourself. You wanted to take it to the next level in your business. I love these. Keep sharing them. It was your relationship. You're going to have a speaker that joins us today, and his first event ever at event was like the final thing they were going to try to really heal their relationship. And so many of you got here for a different reason, but it brought us together as a family. So what are we doing here today, my friends? I know you're on the edge of your seat. You're trying to figure it out. Today is your celebration. Today is where we at Team Tony Robbins and all the people behind the computer right now, can we just give it up for everybody in our tech and production team, and, right? Our social media team, everybody on our content team is 100% about you. There's one thing that I've learned from Tony in my time of knowing him, and that is that leaders and achievers like us, even if you've taken a few months off, if you're getting here today and you're like, dang, I kind of let it slip, or I've dipped a little bit in the last month or two, leaders like us see things different, and sometimes we can achieve massive accomplishments. Like if you look back 6 months or you look back 1 year, your life may look going, and we keep going and we keep going, and we don't even take a minute to look back, acknowledge, recognize how far we've come, and most importantly, celebrate ourselves. You've got to start celebrating yourself. So we want to kick that off by celebrating you. We want to thank you, we honor you, and we also want you to give yourself a massive pat on the back for the incredible work that you've done inside of this community, with everybody from around the world.
Why did it just stop?
The vision beyond yourself, and we just want to keep that going. So today is a celebration for every single one of you. So here's what we have planned. I'm kind of starting things off today, but in just a moment, I'm going to pass the torch to an incredible guest speaker, one of Tony's top results coaches, period. He's been coaching with Tony for just over 7 years. He's an incredible human being. The moment you hear him open his mouth, you're just going to feel instant connection. He's like glue, right? He has his voice, and then it just like sticks to you. He's magnetizing. He's amazing. One of my favorite topics, and you guys know this if you've been at any of the weekly trainings.
Why does it keep
is
stopping?
Identity. You guys know this if you've been at any of the weekly trainings, and that is identity. All right? So you're going to talk about identity today, and then afterwards I'll come back and close things up. But we have an incredible guest speaker. So just to kick this off, let's get warmed up with identity. So if you could shake your body out a little bit, get a little loose up in here, especially if you've taken a little bit of time off and it's your first time coming back. Today, we are talking about identity because the greatest human need, the greatest system with how you identify yourself. Did you hear that? If you would, type this up for me. The greatest need of any human being is to remain consistent with how you identify yourself. One of my favorite examples of this is like somebody that's, let's say, that is vegan, okay? And whatever, if you're vegan or non-vegan, it's not about that. But I'm saying when you're vegan and somebody put like something with meat in front of you, are you going to eat it, yes or no? No. You don't even have to think about it because it's part of
I wonder if she's freezing for anyone else. Oh, someone said I wonder if there'll be a playback. I keep losing you, so it's not just me. Sometimes I don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or theirs. How do I... Let me see if my phone is opening other windows or if it's just...
Okay. And whatever, if you're vegan or non-vegan, it's not about that. But I'm saying when you're vegan
Oh,
and
it's
something
trash.
like something with meat in front of you, are you going to eat it? Yes or no? No. You don't even have to think about it because it's more powerful than emotion, period. And last week in this group, I shared a beautiful story about Tony, and he was sharing recently how something happened to him, and it reminded him that who you are supersedes how you feel on any given day. And it was the middle of the night. He was exhausted, right? Tony starts to turn on at like 2 or 3 a.m. So he stays up all the way, and then he'll go to bed later in the morning. And, you know, in the middle of the night, as it was turned virtual stage, going day and night, and it was dark, and he was like near the bathroom, and he dropped a piece of paper in this small distance between the toilet and like the trash can or the cabinet. It was a really, really small distance. And in the middle of the night with the lights off, you know, no one really wants to be bending down and grabbing the paper and doing this entire thing. And he could have had the cleaners pick it up like literally the next morning, a couple hours later. But he just knows who he is. He's someone that doesn't litter, period. So if you are, supersedes how you feel at any given moment, even if you're exhausted, even if you're tired, even if something wacky happens in the world and throws you off course. If you're clear about who you are, you're going to make some massive...
Discover and empower a really
Wait,
identity.
let me
The
see.
word identity means we all have a way of identifying who we are, a way of defining ourselves. Some people define themselves as a procrastinator, and so you procrastinate. Some people say,
Who you are supersedes how you feel on any given day. And it was the middle of the night. He was exhausted, right? Tony starts to turn on at like 2 or 3 a.m. So he stays up all the way, and then he'll go to bed later in the morning. And, you know, in the middle of the night, as it was turned virtual stage, going day and night, and it was dark, and he was like near the bathroom, and he dropped a piece of paper in this small distance between the toilet and like the trash can or the cabinet. It was a really, really small distance. And in the middle of the night with the lights off, you know, no one really wants to be bending down and grabbing the paper and doing this entire thing. And he could have had the cleaners pick it up like literally the next morning, a couple hours later. But he just knows who he is. He's someone that doesn't litter, period. So if you are, supersedes how you feel at any given moment, even if you're exhausted, even if you're tired, even if something wacky happens in the world and throws you off course. If you're clear about who you are, you're going to make some massive shifts in your life. Today, we want to give you some new insights on identity so that you can either turn the dial back up on your transformation. If you've lost it a little bit, then today we want to turn things up. We want to turn the volume up. We want to you can make your momentum turn on again, get stronger. And so we want to start off this workshop today with just a little exclusive video from Tony, okay? Never before seen publicly, a video from Tony with his recent thoughts on the topic of identity. So sit back with a lot of passion and energy in your body, turn your eyes to the screen again, which you're already looking at, and let's check out this video from Tony on identity.
you need to uncover and discover and empower a really identity. The word identity means we all have a way of identifying who we are, a way of defining ourselves. Some people define themselves as a procrastinator, and so you procrastinate. Some people say, I'm a person who always finds the way, and they always find the way. It's your deepest beliefs about yourself. And most of us have an identity that was developed decades ago. So the metaphor I give you is if I set the thermostat in this room at, let's say, 79 degrees, and I come along and all of a sudden the temperature in this room drops to 70 or 68. There's a point when the computer goes, hey, you're supposed to be a 79 degree, right? You're not a 79, you're down here at 68. and then the heaters kick on, and you feel anxiety or drive or push. Who's ever done this? Things got so bad they creep down, and then one day you get a point of no more. Who knows what I'm talking about here? The no more was you bumped into your own identity. Your brain went, this is not consistent with who I am.
Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. I love this. I love this topic of identity, and I truly believe that when you're clear, you're not building an identity that's different from who you are. There's something that I love that Sage says a lot, Tony's wife. She says, we're always just coming back home to the truth. You're coming back home to the truth of who you are. So if you built some patterns or habits lately that you're not totally proud of, that you're like, that's not really who I am, then you're going to want to listen up for today's training. I'm about to introduce our special guest. And the first time that this man and I connected, and I really got to hear what he does. He's been coaching for Tony for over 7 years, and his passion for transformation is truly, truly, truly it's unmatched. And he's about to share some time with you today and teach this topic of identity. And I saw his notes before. It's like so long. He has so much that he wants to go over with you. So please take notes like crazy. Bring the energy inside of the chat box. Listen to the audio, even if there's a video glitch or something. Listen. It's going to allow you to lean into heat in your life. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Gill is going to be your guest speaker today. So please, in the chat box, give it up for Steve Gill. Welcome him to this beautiful stage. Steve, my man! How you doing? We're so excited.
Well, that's you, my friend. Well, that's you. I want to start by celebrating all of you, including you, my friend. On 30, even before day one. Guys, come on, let's think about this. She's been on this journey even before day one. Planning, strategizing with Tony Robbins, putting this whole thing together, showing up weekly for all of you, adding so much value. So really, take a couple moments in the chat box. Please give KK some love. Let her feel you. Let her see it. Give her some love in the chat box. Thank you, KK. Now, congratulations on your 1 year of the Comeback Challenge. And then 6 months into the New World, New You Challenge. Here we are. Here we are. Now, in our time together today, this is my gift. This is my promise to you. Is that I will deliver to you one of Tony's greatest change the direction of your life. Because a new you, a level of passion and enthusiasm and that certainty because I've done it. Because I live it and I've lived it and I'm doing it right now every single day of my life. So I'm honored. My name is Steve Gill. I'm one of Tony's coaches. I'm excited to be here with all of you today. Really, we have 2 outcomes for today. Let's hit it. Number 1, how to get the most value from our time together. Number 2, how to create your identity, really owning it. So let's get started. Now, to get the most value from our time, even more importantly, not just our time together today in life. I say in your life because you want to write this down. Here it is. Let's go. How you do one thing
It's how you do everything.
It's how you do anything. And I'll repeat that. How you do one thing is how you do anything, period. So for our time to be an active learner, and I know you know what that means. So what that means is you're taking notes, and I'm taking notes right alongside of you. You're taking notes like you're going to teach it. You're going to give it away for free, because the more you teach it, speak it, be it, it goes into a different level of mastery. A different level of mastery. We call that physical mastery. Also, you want to play full out. And I know you know that. You want to play full out. What that means is play along with me. Participate in the chat box. I answer like I'm right here with you, because I am. Also, you want to have a beginner's mind. What does that mean? It means to empty your cup. Be the student. And I know you know that because you're here and you kept showing up, you keep showing up. So to have a beginner's mind is like listening to this, and I love what KK shared. Like it's almost like you're listening to this content for the first. That's great, because write this down really quickly. Repetition. Repetition is the mother of skill. What does that mean? Doing it over and over, hearing it again and again, doing it over and over and over again. Like KK spoke about Date with Destiny. God bless Tony. God bless that event. I haven't looked back since. I've been to Date with Destiny, been to Unleash the Power Within, been to these events multiple times. I'm listening to Tony's audio programs multiple times. It's that repetition. And I know you guys are doing that because I've been along on this ride with you, reading your comments and seeing how you guys have been playing full out, so keep on rocking. Last point here is total focus. What does that mean? No distractions. Get rid of your distractions. If you have your phone close by, turn it upside down. Turn it off. If you're watching the replay, total focus, so you're right here with me, so you have it in the palm of your hand. Now, let's call those. And if you're committed, which I know you are, to the rules of engagement, give me a yes in the chat box. Give me a yes in the chat box. Let me see it. Let me feel you if you're committed to the rules of engagement for our time together today. Fantastic. Mary Hutchinson, beginner's mind. Love it. Katie, total focus, no distractions. Being a humble student, you guys are doing great. So you just heard Tony share this, write this down. Identity shifting. Imagine this, like shifting is the only lasting change. Emotions, which we call state, is the foundation of identity. Emotions, which we call state, that's the foundation of identity. Who you are. Write this question down. Where do you live emotionally? Every single day. Every single moment. Where are your emotions on a consistent basis? Because that's what is shaping your identity. So let's connect the dots. So if we get the right emotions, meaning state, on a consistent basis, we are shaping our identity. How do we do that? That's why I'm here. I get asked these two questions a lot from my clients all over the world. Now, how many of you, I'm looking at the chat, have watched Tony's film? It's on in the chat box. If you watched his film, I am not your guru. I imagine some of you have watched it many, many times because you're into mastery. Give me a yes in the chat. Fantastic. Wow. Okay, we're on the same page. Now, if you haven't watched his film, I'm Not Your Guru, I encourage you to go and check it out. It's on Netflix. Now, when Tony was touring on that film, he was doing this big press junket. He was all over. He was traveling the world. He was doing interviews, podcasts. He was watching him. He's my mentor. He's my teacher. So I feel like you, I'm a student. So I'm taking it all in. I was listening to him, and I was there taking notes, and I thought it was really fascinating that Tony kept getting asked the same question. It was the same question because people wanted to know the secret sauce. Like, think about this. You're interviewing Tony Robbins. What, you want to know the secret sauce? Do you guys want to know what that question was? The chat box. Light it up if you want to know the $1 million question that Tony Robbins kept getting asked. Give me a yes if you want to know it in the chat box. All right. Outstanding. Fantastic. So here it is. Reporters kept asking Tony, out of all his books, audio programs, out of all his events all over the world, out of everything that Tony Robbins does that will change a person's life, that if a person does this one thing, it'll change their life. Think about that for a moment. What a great question. If you have a question to ask Tony Robbins, I'd be asking that question. Now here it is. How many of you would love to know the answer to that question? Give me a hell yes in the chat box if you want to know the answer to the $1 million question. Wow, you guys are lit up. Now Tony would say this time and time again. Changing your state will change your life. Changing your emotional state. You want to write this down. Here it is. The quality of your life is the quality of where you live emotionally. Where you live each and every single day emotionally. It's our emotions that direct us, not our thoughts, our emotions. my family, when we get that, we're creating a new identity. I know we know this, and I still want you to write this down. State is everything, period. It's the only thing. That's it. Also write this down. You said it was a workshop. You're here to do work, yes? So you're going to be taking notes, yes? Fantastic. Keep your energy nice and strong. Call it play. I love what Kobe Bryant, God bless Kobe Bryant, when he was going to practice with me, he didn't say I'm going to work. He said I was going to play. So we're playing together. So you want to write this down. Shift your state consistently. You shift your identity. So if identity is created by a peak state, then let's go further and deeper on being in a peak state. You guys having a great time, by the way? You guys having fun? Give me a yes in the chat. Let me know where you're from. If you're having a great time, light it up in the chat. All right, fun. So let's go a little bit further on this. You guys are doing great. Keep your energy nice and high. So the quickest way to shift your state, which when it's done consistently changes your identity, is using transformational vocabulary. Transformational vocabulary. What does that mean? Big word, transformational vocabulary. What it means is language has the ability to put us in a trance. So we want to choose our words wisely with intention. We want to use language that transforms us. My language from the past was that I'm fat, I'm not strong, I'm not smart enough, I can't do this. This is hard, that project is hard, economy is hard, finances are hard. Guess what my life was? It was hard, right? Now, those we call can't do. That's what was going on in my brain, and that was the language I was using. That's what I was focusing on. Now, show of hands, give me a yes in the chat. If you're familiar, drop it in the chat. If you're familiar with incantations. I want to hear that. I want to see that in the comment section, in the chat box. Incantations. Okay, great. Well, most people know about affirmations for sure. Now, affirmations are great. We're not a couple of examples of affirmations would be, I'm smart, I can do this. Now, these are good. Tony would say, shh, good is average. However, the challenge with affirmations is that they don't engage your physiology, right? You're not putting your body into it. So what we believe is that we do incantations, because incantations engages your nervous system. Think of it, it's an affirmation with emotion. You say that word with your body, that word with all parts of you. It's like taking a word and putting a spear right through it into your heart. Like you feel it with everything, all of you. And this is nothing new. Incantations have been used for centuries. There are mantras. Warriors, gladiators, lovers would be chanting. The gladiators would be chanting and yelling as they stepped onto the battlefield. As you step on the battlefield of your life, each one of them has a specific code. Whether they're a world-class athlete, top sales agent, Olympian, a master of their craft, and whatever they do, they have an incantation. Wherever they are in the world, they have an incantation. And they do it in state. So an incantation, hear me when I say this, an incantation is the quickest way to get into state. Now, Tony has even said this, but it's a bold statement. He goes, if you're not doing a minimum 10-minute daily incantations, get out of here. You're not following his work. You have one foot in. You're a dabbler. I know that's not you. And KK shared this. Like part of my journey, I attribute my success. I didn't start out as being a top coach. I didn't. It's been a journey. I'm able to do what I do because I eat this stuff. I breathe it. Is it perfect? No, it's progress. So I attribute my success and fulfillment in life to my incantation, to my own incantation, period. I'm looking around like you guys are right here with me. You guys want to do that?
Who's listening with
all
me?
the time. How do you create an incantation? Great question. All my clients ask me that.
If you're on HAPS,
KK and the team has got me
type
here
yes in the
to give you
chat.
that formula right now. In the first step,
Or if you're watching on
is to
another
not
app.
overthink it. There's no, just take this in, because clients get it up in their heads. and I know you're in state, there's no perfect incantation. Incantation is going to be a lot better than the incantation that we have going on sometimes. That's that noise, Tony called it the mind that we have unconsciously in our head. So remember, an incantation is being very intentional with our language. So your incantation needs to be short and powerful like a punch. Think about this. You want it short because you're going to say it over and over again. You're going to rep it out, just like you go to the gym and you grab that dumbbell. Well, you don't just put it back and go home and think, yeah, I did something. No, you didn't. What do you guys do? You go to the gym, you grab the dumbbell, you rep it out. You rep it out a few times. Well, that's what we do with our incantation. We say it a few times with our physiology, with our intensity, and we're building, write this down really quick. With our incantation, we are building emotional muscle. Emotional muscles. So you just don't say it one time. You repeat it 3-4 times in a row. Because if it's too big, then you won't remember. Do you guys want to hear it? You guys want to hear my incantation? Yeah? Drop it in the chat if you guys want to hear my incantation. I'm going to share it in the... Yeah? You want to hear it? Okay. Here it is. Now, it comes from a place of me doubting myself, not believing myself, not thinking I could do anything. So I needed to create a powerful incantation of where I needed to be. So here, best there was, the best ever will be, yes! I'm the best there is, the best there was, the best ever will be, yes! And that's exactly how I say it every time. If you saw me right now, like you see me, right? I feel this electricity. I start every morning that way. I do them I take a cold shower. I jump in the shower. I get in state. That's my responsibility. Leaders go first. So from where I was to what I'm feeling right now, I'm in state. Patience. Start with the phrase. Here it is. Write this down. They start with the phrase, I am, in the beginning. I am. I am are the two of the most powerful words because for what you put after them shape your reality and ultimately shape your identity of who you are. I am. So to take this home, let's create a quick incantation for this. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I've been watching you guys on a couple of the channels, New World, New You. Comeback challenge, I'm here with you. I'm going to count to 3. And when I say 3, you're going to jump up and you're going to say yes. You're going to put up your right fist in the air and you're going to say yes. Now, if you're already standing, some of you are standing, you're going to jump up. You're going to jump up. And if you're sitting, you're going to jump out of your seat and you're going to put up your right fist and you're going to say yes. And if you can't stand, you're going to shift your energy inside. You guys ready for it? I'm pumped. I'm here, right here with you. So I'm going to count to 3. You're going to put up your right fist and you're going to say yes. Here it is. Get ready. 1, 2, 3. Stand up. Say yes. Yes. Now, really quick. Grab a pen and paper. We're going to rock this. I got a pen and paper too. In a powerful state, keeping your physiology nice and strong, grab your paper. Write out a quick, empowering incantation right here in this state. Feeling it right now. Keep your physiology right, nice and strong. Write a quick I am statement. Just don't overthink it. Just write it down. I am what? Who are you becoming? Write it down really quickly and drop it in the chat. Let me see it. Where are you guys at? Let me feel it. What is your quick incantation? Give it to me. Yes. Fantastic. Wild. I'm going to give you one more piece here. Remember this. Write this down. Elizabeth Smart. I'm Liz, smart warrior, princess, adding value to other people's lives, making millions. Yes. Fantastic. Teresa, I'm strong enough to face my obstacles in life. Yes. Patricia, I am powerful. Look at this. You guys are doing amazing. Drop it. Chris Chinky, I'm focused. I am love. Great to see you, brother. Rock on. Look at you guys. Fantastic. You guys are doing this. Identity trumps emotion. Identity trumps emotions every moment of life. Your identity, who you are at your core, your essence trumps your emotion in the moment. KK shared that beautiful story of Tony. His back was sore. He was tired. It was quite 6 a.m. The lights were out. No one was watching him. But it's the things that you do when no one is watching that make the difference. So to take this even further to destiny, you guys are down for that? Yes? To take your identity to destiny, I have a commitment for all of you. Number one, create and finish your incantation. And how you do that is you put yourself in a peak state, just like we did right now. And then you're going to write it down on paper. Put it down on paper. Get it out of your head, in state, put it down on paper. Then say it out loud a few times. See how it feels. How do the words, remember, keep it short and powerful like a punch. And lastly, lock it in and start to, remember, keep it short and powerful like a punch. And lastly, lock it in and start to, by that is saying it over and over again, like you're repping it out and condition it. What I mean is like no muscle. This is how it becomes part of who you are. And definitely start your mornings with your incantations. Do your incantations before you start your morning. I love what Tim Ferriss says. Win and share your incantations. Incantations from even your decision with the hashtag our time together today with the hashtag I am. With the hashtag I am. And expect all of you creating your incantation for you to play full out. Just like you did with me here today in the past 20-25 minutes. You showed up. You played full out to win. Give yourself a big round of applause. So give us, come on, make some noise for yourselves for playing full out. So thank you for filling me up with your presence. Be it, be bold. So before I turn it back to my girl KK, let her hear you. Give her some love. And God bless.
Steve Gill! Oh my goodness, my man, that was outrageous. Truly outrageous. And I love your incantation. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Where are you in the world right now? Steve.
KK, I'm in Vancouver, Canada, West Coast.
Can we give it up for all the Canadians? And who's from Canada here right now? Let us know in the chat box. It's so great. Thank you so much. This was absolutely outstanding. And I don't know if you had a chance to watch the comment box, but everyone was absolutely loving this training and just your energy is off the charts. And one thing I want to say about Steve, you guys, is he is a complete product of the product. Like, if you could, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he breathes, everything out of his mouth, look how sharp he looks as well. I mean, truly a product of the product. And we're just so grateful to share this virtual studio with you and just this event today. And thank you so much for your time. We love you.
Hey, God bless you. Lots of love to you, my friend. Thank you for everything you do for everyone serving the nation.
Thank you so much. All right, everyone, one more time. Give it up for Steve Gill. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Steve Gill. Go find him, stay connected with him, especially in this Facebook group right now. Get into the chat box, send him some love. He's watching. What a beautiful day to celebrate all of you. One thing I think is really important as we wrap up here today, I've got a few exciting things, so do not go anywhere. One thing you're definitely not going to want to leave for. One thing I think is places in the world, we may not know each other, but one thing that unites us was our commitment at one point in our life to commit to a challenge of greatness, to commit to another level, to get an edge in your life, to do something that pushes you beyond what you ever thought was possible for yourself, and that brought you to this community. And my friends, you made that decision because of the identity of who you already are. So today is about remembering who you are. It's about coming back to that, and it's about conditioning it every single day. They're in condition with as much passion and enthusiasm as Steve, and it's like probably an iota difference from what you see at a live in-person UPW. But what's so great about that is that it reminds me of the energy that we have at our live events. Right? When he's like, I'm the greatest there ever was, and the greatest ever will be. Imagine being in a sea of thousands of people feeling that thunder right from your voice as the earth is shaking and collectively doing that together. That's what we've been doing in this virtual community, and I think it's just outstanding. So one more round of applause for we truly love you guys. You're amazing. Okay, so let me check my notes here. We've got a few things coming up. A very fun thing that I want to do right now is, as I mentioned earlier, obviously we've been impressed with every single one of you, but we want to do one thing today. Acknowledge one person. I cannot even tell you how challenging it was to get down to this because because you guys are so incredible. But we wanted to acknowledge one person that has really overcome some challenges in their life. I love all of this energy for Steve here. But we wanted to pick somebody out in this community that's overcome some amazing challenges or triumphs, created their comeback story, and has just grown so much throughout their time here with us in the community of Tony Robbins. And so this person that I'm about to introduce here, when the world shut down, this person lost all of her clients in one day. And then she acknowledged that she took on this victim mentality, right? She gained weight, life changed around her, and worst of all,
AK just froze
you
again.
can't kind of touch your heart, you can't feel it anymore, right? Like life just becomes a monotonous day-to-day thing, like a routine. But when this person joined the challenge, she absolutely shattered her victim mentality and embraced her new identity. Check this out. This woman, she's hired a personal trainer, lost 50 pounds. She then went on to scale her business from 0 clients to 7 figures. Haley from Tony Robbins. Hello. What kind of shift is this, my friends? 2 millimeter shift. What kind of shift is this, my friends? 2 millimeter shift. We've all learned this to rewrite her destiny. So today, Cindy, I have a question for you. Cindy Ferngren, I have a question for you, Cindy. Can we give it up for Cindy right now in the chat box? I'm just curious, Cindy. Would you like to attend your transformation at the next Unleash the Power Within virtual next March? We're just curious if you would like a ticket to Unleash the Power Within virtual next March to continue your transformation. Yes or yes, we would like to gift you a ticket to UPW March, Cindy Ferngren. Let's tag Cindy Ferngren in the chat box right now for demonstrating what it looks like to own your future, to own your life, to be the creator of a new world and a new you, to come back bigger, faster, better, stronger than ever before, and showing all of us what's possible. My friends, let's give it up for Cindy right now inside the chat box. So excited for you. UPW Virtual March, my friends. We've got another one coming up. And I do want to invite all of you to join UPW together as a community live, in person, in the last 2 years. Is happening in November. We'd love to have you guys join us. I think we've got some information here up on the screen if we could show a link for you guys, but make sure to head there. I am going to be at that event. I'm so excited to see all of you. If you want to attend with us at UPW Live in person with Tony Robbins, imagine him running up and down the aisles, high-fiving you guys, hearing him roar. It's like the craziest experience ever. And if you guys are going to be there, let me know in the chat box. Just say, I'm walking on fire in the chat box. Say, I'm walking on fire. I invite you guys to take your journey to the next level. If you have not been to an in-person event yet and your mind is like, oh, well, I've been to virtual, go. Get your bare feet, storm across those hot coals, and then I want to hug you on the other end because I'm going to be there live as well. Okay, my friends, link is on the screen. I hope to see you guys there. And again, thank you guys for showing up today. Thank you for showing up every single week on Tuesdays. We meet every single week at 11 a.m. Pacific. And what time is that? 8 a.m. Wait, 8 a.m., 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. All the time zones. We are there every single Tuesday. We pretty much never miss a beat for a quick training. And I want you to join us next week. So block that off in your calendar and you just join us right here inside this Facebook group and we'll be here with you guys. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for dedicating your growth over the last 6 to 12 months, for being inside of this community on behalf of Tony and our entire team behind the scenes, in the production studio, and all over the world. Our coaches, Steve Gill, one more thank you for him, and everybody, all of you from around the world. Community, we love you. And there's always 3 things we say to wrap up these videos, and that is live strong, live with passion.
Okay, thanks for listening with me. I'll be back in an hour and 15 minutes for the Piggy Fleming Trophy.